Hello and welcome back to Empires of Europe. Oh yes, we're back, and we're going to do one more episode, okay? This is the final episode for the series, as I felt like, hey, you know what? I wanted to send it off in a glorious way, and this is a pretty good way to do it. We're going to be taking as many fiefs as we can in this episode to try to, well, we're not going to unify Europe, that's for sure. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, because we're going to have to take huge amounts of stuff. But we're going to try our very best, and I'm going to show you the map after this battle. Here we go. We're going to just assault the siege camp. We're going to go straight on in there, and we're going to see how it goes. Now, my people have been on an absolute rampage. They have been on a conquering spree. I have not done anything in that time, by the way. I have literally just been traveling across the land, trying to get to places that I need to get to, and that's pretty much it. I haven't really been doing anything else. So just bear that in mind. That means that, you know, we may have made more progress if I was actually doing stuff, but from my perspective, I'm pretty happy with that, because I actually really like, as I've said in the past, I do like seeing the AI actually do something, because there are a lot of different ways that they can actually contribute a massive amount, and this is indeed one of those ways. They can just consistently take loads of fiefs, and they have really large armies right now as well, and they're getting even larger as time goes on, because they are gaining a lot of fiefs. They're gaining huge amounts of fiefs, because every single time they take a fief, I am giving them, you know, giving them it, basically. Yes, I'm giving them it, because if I give them a fief, they are going to inherently gain power from that, and then it is a snowball effect. So every single time they take something, I give it to whoever I feel needs it the most, and then we have a great time, because then they spiral upward. Yes, they spiral upward, and it just becomes much better for them. I'm going to tell my forces to charge in here, get my cavalry to actually charge, because I feel like I'm actually losing quite a few of them. Am I? No, not losing that many at all. You got to bear in mind, obviously, we do have muskets, guns, and all kinds of insta-kill kinds of situations that can happen to us, so I do have to be a little bit careful here and there. So I am not going to be, you know, charging in, rushing in here and there. I'm just going to basically allow our forces to do their thing. And as you can see, the remainder of the enemy have run away. Oh yes, indeed. Look at that. 77 of them actually retreated. We gained 73 renown for that. Pretty nice. Obviously, renown is not really a concern to me at this point. What really concerns me is just making sure that we can capture as many people as possible, and indeed level some people as well. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So otherwise, apart from that, look at this, 58,000. Look at that, 58,000 experience. That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I've been running around with a lot of really low tier troops, and so I am just going to be leveling them up as fast as I can. So this is what the map currently looks like, by the way. As you could see, we haven't really done too much down here, as you could tell, but there is a lot going on in Spain. This is where we've primarily been concentrating, and also the British, decided to do a little bit of war, declaring against us. And we also have this up here, and we also have this over here. I know that the AI was doing some really big conquering in this area, but unfortunately, it looks as though they seem to have abandoned this particular portion of our empire at this point, which is absolutely fine, because let's face it, they've been doing a fantastic job. You can see here, Radoslav is running around. There was another army as well. We had two armies in tandem running around at the same time, and they were just on an absolute tear. We had one that had around 1,400 and another that had around 2,000. So, yeah, they were doing absolutely fantastically. Now, obviously, we are going to try, like I said, we're going to try and see if we can capture as many fiefs as possible in this episode. And I'm going to try to eliminate the Spanish, if I can. Not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually going to make much sense. But you know what? Let's see. If you agree, no way, I'm not agreeing to pay anything, thank you very much. I can't believe that they want me to pay anything to these people. That is hilarious. So as you can see, we can make peace with the French. Look at my total strength, by the way. My total strength is now 53,000. Wow, okay, I did not actually even realize that. Okay, so we're going to receive 4,100 from the Spanish. Okay, should I actually just do that instead and just concentrate on the British? You know what? I actually feel like, yes, let's do that. So we're going to make peace against the Spanish, even though I don't really feel the necessity to do that because they have so few fiefs remaining. But the British also don't really have a huge amount. I mean, well, maybe they do, actually. Maybe they do, because the British Isles, as you can see right there, it's quite, you know, it's surprisingly large, you know, for what it is. But there's a lot of different fiefs there. We've taken Bruges. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on there. Also Bordeaux. Yeah, we're obviously at war against the French as well, which is not really great. I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't be at war against them any further, but I guess that's absolutely fine. So yeah, we can just continue to give these people some fiefs because we obviously want to make sure that they snowball as much as we possibly can. Now, let's have a look and actually see what the British even own in this area. Because I'm kind of thinking right now that if the French only own a small section of territory here, we could theoretically just eliminate them straight up. And I think that is actually what we will end up doing. Yeah, they only have one town and 5 castles. Yes, one town and 5 castles. That is Bordeaux, Talmont Castle, Berthaume Castle, Caen Castle, and Calais. I assume that is it, I think. So we're going to go over there to that castle because Radoslav is really, really close by to Bordeaux here. And I'm pretty sure he's going to just go ahead and take that. There's loads of vassals in the area here, but no one can stop Radoslav at this point. Look at him. He's running around with 1,600. There is absolutely nothing they can do. And making peace with the British. I'm not a terribly big fan of that. Like I said, I don't really want to pay them anything. That's the thing. And because the AI is... Yeah, this is a problem. Are we paying them? I actually don't know. It doesn't say. This is the one thing that I personally think that base game Bannerlord should do something about. I feel like they should just give you that information. Give you the information to see how much you're actually going to be paying. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm paying the British a lot of money right now. Yeah, I'm paying them 3,400, which is funny because they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me how much I would be paying on that screen. And I personally feel like that information should be readily available in times of, diplomatic measures and, all kinds of, shall we say, bartering. Is going to make a huge difference, you know? I mean, I think it would make a huge difference to have that kind of information available, but, oh well, never mind. I'm just going to sell as much stuff as I can here. We don't really have anything to really sell, hilariously enough. And we're going to go over to Corlay Castle in just a moment. Obviously, we do have a nice little save there, but that's fine. We did get some food as well. Obviously, that is the one thing that I'm actually, having problems with the most in my time returning to Empires of Europe, which is really quite funny. I'm not used to having a really, really large army anymore, so my food situation is dwindling very quickly. Okay, so Corlay is over there. Bordeaux has just been taken, like I said it would be, and that is absolutely wonderful. I believe Bordeaux, by the way, has been taken so many times. I think in my time, traveling around and, trying to recruit people and so on and so forth, I think in my time doing that, I've seen Bordeaux be taken about 3 times, which is actually kind of bonkers if you think about it. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so Krakow is now being taken as well, or besieged by the Swedish. Interesting. I hope that that is not going to go through. We have Calais Castle now being taken as well, which is obviously very nice. That means that we have 1 down, and, well, 2 down actually, 2 fiefs down, and only a couple to go, so that's pretty nice. That means that we are that much closer from eliminating the French as well. Bear in mind, that's obviously something that we want to try to do. We want to try to eliminate as many factions as we can in this episode. Because I think that it would be a nice send-off for the series. Because let's face it, we do have such a significant presence in, well, in the game, you know, in Europe as it is, that it is extremely, extremely unlikely that anyone is going to be able to fight back against us. And while it would be pretty cool to see the entirety of Europe under our control, I don't know. It's just not something that I'm that terribly interested in at this point, because while I think it could be cool to do, it is very much business as usual. You know what I mean? It's going to be business as usual. It's going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take this fief and that fief and this fief and that fief, and then my friends, my vassal friends are going to be doing relatively similar stuff, and then eventually we'll, you know, have everything under our control, and that's basically how things are going to go. So that's the reason why I generally feel like it's probably a good idea to give it a good send-off, and then, you know, we'll see what happens at the end. We'll see what happens at the end. So I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to maybe, I mean, we'll definitely be able to destroy the walls here, but unfortunately it looks as though they're actually putting up a big fight. Well, it looks as though they want us to make peace with the Swedish. I'm not entirely sure if I agree on that, so I'm not going to make a decision on that just yet. I could have technically starved out the garrison as well. We have 2 days of food remaining on that, but you know what? I actually feel like, I don't know, I feel like we shouldn't do that. I feel like we shouldn't do that. Because we got the walls down, I feel like it's going to be more fun if we just go straight on in there and see what we can do. Obviously, there are many, many reasons why this is a bad idea, because let's face it, there are so many enemies that can kill us super, super easily. As you can see here, they've got grenade. Well, we've got grenades, they've got bullets, and they could potentially murder me very, very fast. Ow. I really wish I had some form of healing, to be honest. I wish I had a bandage or something like that I could use, like a one-time use thing, or something that's on a cooldown or whatever, that literally just has like a 2-minute cooldown. That would be absolutely fantastic. That would be so incredibly fun. But unfortunately, no. Obviously, that's not... I wouldn't say that that's unrealistic, but I would definitely say that... yeah, no. It would be a little bit more in keeping with the RPG aspect of the game, which would be quite fun. But unfortunately, it does look as though we are going to have some issues here. As you can see, we are actually ending up losing quite a few people, and the main reason is because it's a meat grinder. It's a meat grinder. There isn't anything I can do here, unfortunately. It looks as though I will indeed... I'm not entirely sure if we'll need to leave. I don't think we need to leave, but we do need to get all of our trebuchets back out there, and we just need to wait. We just need to wait until we starve them out, which is really not something I wanted to do. As I said, I actually felt like I'd be able to take this normally, but apparently not. Alright, so let's give it another go. I've now, starved them out, yeah. I mean, I can only hope that that is actually going to make a little bit of a difference. Unfortunately for me, the way that the enemies have decided to kind of congregate around these areas is very difficult for us to deal with. As you can see, we have these enemies up there that are very much wanting to snipe me, and they will have a pretty easy time of doing that, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyway, the militia... Oh... This is bad. Okay, we're gonna have to go in. We're gonna have to go in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Can I actually do something here? I might be able to. Here we go. Yes. Okay, bad. That was a bad one. That was a pretty bad one, but I do think we are going to be able to achieve victory this time because we have the numbers on our side. That is the main cause for concern here. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, there we go. We made it. We made it. Unfortunately, we did take some pretty heavy casualties. That's just how this mod is, and we will now send the troops. Yes, send the remaining troops over there, and we will indeed eliminate them. I'm not entirely sure whether we should just let these guys go or keep them prisoner. I think I'm just going to keep them prisoner for the moment. I don't really see the point in doing anything else with them. And what we're going to do is I'm also going to be taking some level 4 troops. Going to take the hussars as well, and what we're going to do is we're going to be taking 105 troops. This is inherently going to make my morale go extremely low, but this is for a good reason. I want to make sure that we have... making peace with the Swedish. All right, sure, fine, okay. I'm not going to go against all of my vassals, because otherwise I'm going to have to spend over 1,500 influence, and that's going to be very annoying, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, anyway... Getting my morale really, really low here doesn't really matter too much as long as it's not super low, and it is kind of low actually right now, but basically I needed to do that to be able to recruit all of those prisoners and indeed then take the new prisoners, and then we can also maximize the amount of experience we're going to gain. Now I am actually over the limit a little bit, but I'm just going to let whoever wants to leave. I don't really mind about that too much. We have 352 people here, and the Spanish have decided to declare war against us again. What? That has to be what? That has to be some of the weirdest AI decision making that I have ever seen. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not, actually, because there are many cases where the AI is making some weird things happen. But yes, anyway, I'm gonna just go into here. And we're going to actually go and see about some of the food, because I have a huge amount of fish, as you can see, which is obviously not very useful. So I'm going to actually have to do something about that. We're going to have to go maybe over to one of the other towns. Corlay is over here. Where is the army? It seems like he's gone somewhere else. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I was very much hoping that he would come down here and actually assist us, but it doesn't seem as though he wanted to do that. So Corlay is going to have to be my responsibility, which is actually kind of bad. I didn't really want that responsibility, to be honest, but yes. Let's actually just have a look here. Yeah, that's the Spanish. Okay. So, Corlay is the last French fief, as far as I can tell. This is going to be extremely difficult. Yeah, it is. Okay, this is going to be very difficult. We're going to have to starve them out, which is going to be a problem to begin with, because there's quite a few vassals outside there. If they feel the need to, they could potentially attack us and may even be able to achieve victory. It's just very much dependent on how many forces they actually have available. We only have 352 available for battle right now, which is that's a pretty big deal, you know, that's a pretty big deal. And if they decide to come out with all 812, as you see here, they do have 812 available right now, just purely because of variety of reasons, blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't need to explain it for you. You already know what's going on with that, but anyway, I'm just going to get rid of these guys because I'm a little bit annoyed with seeing the red number there, so that's it. And otherwise, what we're going to do is just going to get these 36-pound cannons built. That's what we're going to do. Peace offering from these guys. Okay, I can't actually do anything about that right now, apparently. And we're just going to continue giving these castles to whoever. We're taking things at an astonishing rate. It's just unfortunate that they have left me to do this. This is not exactly great. Yes, not exactly great for me right now. I would personally prefer it if they would come here and actually help me out, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to starve them out. It's going to take us... Wow, it's actually going to take us 10 days. Do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough food. 96 days until no food. Wow, that's actually pretty good. And as you can see, my morale has now restored itself, which is great. Alright, so we're going to have to give this another go. It's hilarious how many times these castles thwart our efforts. They are so good. The funny thing is, it's because of the muskets. It's because of the blasted muskets. Yeah, they are just very powerful, unfortunately. And whoa, that guy actually dodged that. Wow, what is he? Is he Neo? Is he Neo? Really? Come on now. There's no way. There is no way. R&B singer Neo, get out of here. That is... you're not supposed to be here. Anyway, the point is, we really need to make sure that our forces are getting straight stuck in. That is the big deal here. Because if we can close the distance, every single one of these gunners, it's just going to switch to melee, you know? They're going to switch to melee, and then we can basically just turn it into regular Bannerlord, where we don't have to really worry too much about guns. And, well, unfortunate for me that, in general, that would normally be a pretty good strategy, but unfortunately, because they had so many people in the same exact positioning, we basically just got wrecked. instantaneously. It was just an instantaneous wreckage, and that is all she wrote, basically. But funnily enough, you may be thinking to yourself, what is going on here? How do we have so many people in this siege? Well, yeah, you would be very right in thinking that was a bit strange, because we have so many people here, mostly because we finally got some assistance from our vassals, and they have now turned up, and now this is the reason why this is so easy now. But obviously we did starve them out. It took 5 days. Well, it technically took 10 days, but it took an additional 5 days after completely eliminating the various siege equipment that the enemies had in their defensive formations. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with that, but unfortunately, I really wish that I'd be able to complete these sieges by myself, to be honest, because I do feel a little bit disappointed when I'm unable to do so. It is a little bit sad, but there you go. Anyway, we're just going to go straight on in there. We're going to be taking any tier 4s that we see. Yeah, I guess we'll just take these guys. There we go. Kind of a lot of mounted troops. Not a terribly big fan of taking the mounted troops, but that's okay, because look at that. We have destroyed the French, and that is indeed one of the first factions that we've seen actually be eliminated. The other being Italy, right? Italy, I think, and the Vatican and the various other people like that. I think we have eliminated those. It could be that they're still actually alive. There might be a very small contingent of people over here. Here, maybe? No, that's the Holy Roman Empire. Okay. Huh. No, I should actually take a look at that. I should definitely take a look at that in just a second. Let me actually just get rid of all these notifications real fast, because these are basically just the clans declaring war against us. You know, the clans from the French disbanding from the faction itself. And let's actually just take a quick look. Yeah, no. Yes, indeed. The Italians, or shall we say the, what is it now? The, I can't remember the name of the faction now. But they were eliminated. So yeah, they were one of the first to be eliminated, and obviously we have the Spanish here. They actually have quite a few castles still. As you can see, they have 7 towns, 9 castles. The Portuguese, they only have 3 towns. So technically that would be a pretty good target for us. And as you see here, the Alawi dynasty only has 1 castle, which is hilarious. And then obviously the Ottoman Empire, they have 29 towns and 24 castles. Absolutely insane. But you can see here, look at our total strength. Look at our total strength. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have 60,000. 60,000. Has anyone ever seen a faction have 60,000 total combat strength? I've never seen that. I don't think. I've always ended my playthroughs way before this has gotten to this point. But it is kind of legendary to see that, because let's face it, it's very, very unlikely that we're going to see that ever, unless obviously you have been playing for a long time. And indeed, I actually have been playing this particular game for quite a while. We've been playing for over 1,000 game days, but of course, maybe, you know, because of the fact that our companions are so good, or shall we say our vassals are so strong, that is indeed making a pretty big difference in our overall success in our efforts to conquer things. But yeah, I'm actually wondering, where are the Portuguese? Let me actually see where they are, because we've got the Spanish down here. And I'm wondering, are they must be in the same area, right? They must be relatively similar in area, but maybe I'm thinking that that's not true. Maybe they're somewhere else. No, they're here. Yes, as you can see, they're here. Okay, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight on down there, and we are going to basically pinpoint, accurate, just strike them as fast as we possibly can, because that eliminates yet another faction that we have to deal with. So there's not going to be any, you know, kind of annoying diplomacy to really do with them, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to kind of pin them down and make sure that we can maintain control over diplomatic measures in the area. So what we're going to do is we will go to Porto. We're going to go to Porto. We're just going to strike very deep in their territory, and they're hopefully not going to have too much in the way of defense. Hilariously enough, this castle right here that's just gotten taken again, owner of Haji Bay Castle, that literally has been taken about 5 times now, because the AI keeps taking it back, and then we keep taking it, and then the AI once again takes it back. once more, which is hilarious. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, maybe it would be a good idea to put some people in there, you know? That's ironic, me saying that, isn't it? Looks like we have a road tolls decision right here, and this is actually going to increase the trade tax paid to the town owner by 3%. Now, for me personally, I think this is absolutely pointless. However, the town prosperity is only being reduced by 0.2. So, if we think about how many other benefits we're getting in terms of town prosperity, most of the time we're gaining about 1.0. So that is indeed a pretty big benefit from just one policy. So if you think about the fact that we're still going to be gaining 0.8 from just one policy and we're losing 0.2 from this, that is probably fine. Even though I could potentially stop this and spend a huge amount of influence to do that, I don't really see the point in it. There's not really any real necessity to stop these kinds of policies from going through. It's not like we're going to be losing out on forgiveness of debts or anything like that. There's a huge amount of different decisions we're making here as well, by the way, because apparently the Spanish are now wanting to make peace with us again, which is very, very strange. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with them, but they seem to be in a huge quandary about what to do. They're making peace with us, they're declaring war against us, making peace with us, and so on and so forth. They must be very scared indeed, because my faction is so strong right now, and I don't blame them, to be honest. To a certain degree, I do not blame them, but to another degree, I do blame them, and so I wish they would all just go away and give us all their fiefs. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen, so I will be sniping that guy. There we go, nice headshot right there. That was a pretty good shot, actually, surprisingly enough. Let's get my forces up here. I'm going to try, if I can, to... Oh, nice. That was a nice hit if ever I saw one. Okay, come on now. Let's try and hit this guy if we can. Nice. There we go. This is a great angle, by the way. Absolutely fantastic angle. This is going to allow me to do so much damage. Oh, no, no, no. Don't get killed. Don't get killed. Okay, we're gonna have to be super careful here. These guys can instantaneously shoot. Just bear that in mind. They can instantaneously shoot us and deal damage. And I can just be thankful that... Oh, yeah, that was nice. Okay, that was absolutely perfect. Now my forces will go in there, and that is great. Look at this, look at this. They literally just immediately swarmed all of the militia, and they basically don't have anything that they can do. No, they can't do anything. Now, look at that. I saved my forces so many casualties by just eliminating... Well, I say just eliminating, but we did kill over 100 enemies, which I have to admit... I personally feel is a huge benefit to us. It is making so much difference to how effective our overall siege is going to be. And yeah, we're just going to get some more of these guys, I guess. Get some more of those. Get some more of these. Yeah, we have quite a lot of spaces as well, which is actually fantastic. So I'm going to be taking a lot of them. And this is what's really, really cool about the later stages of Bannerlord, when you have these perks that provide you with the ability to convert prisoners just that much faster. It really makes a huge difference to your overall, shall we say, viability. Your viability is insanely good when it comes to that, because you can convert prisoners at such a staggering rate, as long as you have tier 4 and below, because obviously, let's face it, tier 5s do get a little bit more difficult for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but they do. They take quite a bit longer, at least from my experience. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't anymore. Maybe I need to give it a go again or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but all I know is that it was kind of annoying to get those way back when I actually started, you know, getting them. Anyway, gonna make peace with the Holy Roman Empire here. No point in continuing to be at war against these guys. Hilariously enough, though, this is what's super funny. Look at how many people we're at war against. We're at war against the British again. They're declaring war against us yet again. The Holy Roman Empire, we're paying 1,400. We are paying the Spanish as well. And hilariously enough, you remember how we were being paid by someone. I can't even remember who it was now. We were being paid a huge amount of money by someone, and now it seems like we're not being paid anymore. I think it was the French, actually, and we've now eliminated eliminated them, so I guess that does make sense. You know, they're not in the game anymore, so of course they're not going to be providing us with any additional cash, which I find quite amusing that I completely forgot about that, but there you go. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go here, and we're going to be taking quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of food. Not a huge amount, but just enough just to kind of tide us over, because we do need that. And indeed, there are 3 more towns for us to take, and then the Portuguese will be eliminated, which obviously is really, really good. Peace offering from the Polish. Sure, they're going to pay 90. They're going to pay 90. I guess... I mean, does that really matter? No, not really. I don't particularly care about that. All I really care about is us being able to continue extending our territory. And if we're at war against so many factions, there will be... it's just a target-rich environment at this point, isn't it? It's an absolute target-rich environment, and we are going to have no problems whatsoever. So this is great. And there's Porto. The owner of Porto will be Emma, the Wainwright. We have so many different Wainwrights, as you can see right here. Emma the Wainwright, and Esme. It's always very amusing. And we're otherwise going to be starving out these guys as well. It's going to take 14 days, which is a significant time investment. And that's exactly the reason why I am not a big fan of siege combat in Bannerlord. I wish there were alternate methods to take a fief. And what I'm talking about mostly is I'm talking about weakening the garrison in alternate ways. For example, subterfuge. You know, for example, going in there and doing a little bit of spy action or assassinations or poisoning their food and so on and so forth. Loads of different ways that we can come up with to try to weaken the garrison in some way or another. Because, I mean, look at this. They've got 14 days worth of food. What if I were to perform some kind of action, some kind of mission that would enable me specifically, and a handful of my troops to go and sneak into the town itself at night and, well, you guessed it, try to poison or destroy some of the food supplies. It could literally be one of those, like bandit infiltration missions. It could be kind of like that, where it puts you into the streets of the town, and then you can sneak around however you so desire. And then once you sneak around and you find where you need to go, you interact with a specific object in the streets, and it reduces the overall, overall food capacity or food amount that the town has by a certain percentage. And I'm not talking about anything like 100% or anything like that, because that would be way too strong, but I'm talking about something like 50, 60, maybe even 70%, dependent on what kind of mission you choose to do, which is exactly the reason why I've been talking about these kinds of additional mechanics when it comes to siege combat. I feel like they could be, it could be so fun. It could be so fun, because you go in there and you're sneaking around. Obviously, there's not really anything, like stealth combat in the game. Obviously, there isn't really stealth combat, to a certain degree. Some bandit hideouts do allow you to be kind of stealthy-ish to a certain degree. You're able to shoot with your bow, and you can headshot some people, and the rest of them will not know that you've done that. So that's kind of a bit stealthy. But I'm just generally talking about being on the streets, going to a place, interacting with that, destroying their food supplies to a certain degree, and then that having an overall massive impact. You can see here, though, it seems like the garrison has actually gotten starved out, because the settlement itself has 0 food. The market is actually the one that has all the food, which is actually hilarious, because what we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to destroy the walls, and then we're going to be going in there. But it's actually kind of funny that I was talking about how to destroy the food stocks, because there was 14 days, but apparently there wasn't 14 days. It was only only 11 days worth of food in the marketplace, and 3 days worth of food in the actual settlement itself. So apparently I didn't need to worry too much, and I didn't need to go on a huge tangent about gameplay, mechanics, and various systems that could be implemented. But it's always, in my opinion, important to talk about these things, because opening discussions, opening thought processes in regards to various features that should or could be implemented in the future would be amazing. I feel like it would be so incredibly fun to see those things be in the game. And, you know, I think that would be a lot of fun. But obviously that's just me. I don't know, maybe you don't agree. Maybe you think that that's too overpowered. Maybe you think that's not something that should be there. I don't know. But, you know, let me know. Let me know what you think. Maybe you have some ideas as well. Maybe you have some other ideas that could be fantastic to see implemented in the game. And, well, let's face it, there are a number of different ideas that, you know, we could come up with that would enable even further customization of your experience. And I'm obviously talking mostly about vassal assassinations. I feel like vassal assassinations would be insanely cool. Am I gonna lose this? Oh, that is close. Yeah, that is a close one. Look at that. Look at how close this actually came down to the wire. That is hilarious. Wow. Okay, that is wow. Okay, I'm actually very surprised. I thought to myself we were going to have an easy time here, but no. Look at how hard that actually turned out to be. But I guess we're not really suffering too badly here. But I gotta say, very surprised that we had so many issues with that. Very, very surprised. I thought that we were going to have super, super simple times, but we did not. We did not. It was actually much, much more difficult than I anticipated. All right, well, let's try to recruit some people here, and we'll try to sell some things, even though I don't really need money. I just need to regenerate my HP. And yeah, they only have one additional town remaining now, and then that will be the end of the Portuguese, which obviously is exactly what we wanted. Now, I am going to take a quick look over the map once again to see exactly what's happening. And we did take something else. I have no idea where this is. Where is this? Where are they actually fighting right now? I have no clue. All I know is that we're at war against so many different people. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're currently doing things over here. Emma is here. And where is my other army? My other army is all the way over here. Okay, yeah, whoa, wait a minute. We've got two. Yeah, we got two armies. One is here with 1,200, and another is here with about 460. Okay, so that's very cool. And what did we actually just take? Because we took a place called Coimba or something like that? Coimba? Or did I just misread that or something? I might have misread that. Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm not seeing it anywhere on the map. That is hilarious. Okay, yeah, I have no idea where that was, but I guess it was somewhere around here. It must have been somewhere around here, to be honest, wouldn't it? I have no clue, but yeah, they're obviously going to be taking things. Yeah, this is obviously insane. The amount of stuff that you can capture here. But look at the Holy Roman Empire right now. Look at their combat strength. They have 14,000. We have 57,000. 57,000 combat strength. Anyway, I think that is probably going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to check out the mod, which is fantastic, by the way, really, really enjoyable. If you want musket combat and you want super, super low time to kill, then that is exactly what you want to do, you know, because you're going to die very quickly, but you're also going to kill enemies very, very quickly. Anyway, there will be a link in the description if you want to download it. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching and for joining me on this journey into Empires of Europe. And I'll see you next time.